Don't downgrade your dream just to fit your reality. Upgrade your conviction to match your destiny. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. I'm the reporter of Topic 11, Miss Mary Christ Dancy. Before I start this discussion, let me ask you a question. What motivates you to finish this bachelor's degree and become a teacher? Maybe you wanted to inspire the next generation. By becoming a teacher, you'll get a job satisfaction that few will experience. Or you want to be a lifelong learner, a voluntary and self-motivated pursuit of knowledge for not only for personal but for professional reasons as well. In addition, people have different motivations in life, but one thing I know is that it encourages us to continue our lives. Today, we will be talking about motivation. It is our inner urge and the driving force that impels us to react. As used in teaching, it refers to the teacher's and the student's rationale or purpose, which originates from the self to undertake a learning activity. Motivation energizes, directs, and leads us to a higher achievement in education. At this juncture, let's proceed to the types of motivation. It is very important that teachers recognize the difference between a self and an externally motivated behavior. Number 1, intrinsic motivation. It occurs when we act without obvious external rewards. We simply enjoy an activity or see it as an opportunity to explore, learn, and actualize our potentials. When we pursue an activity for the pure enjoyment of it, we are doing it because we are intrinsically motivated. Our motivations for engaging in the behavior arise from within rather than a desire to gain some type of external rewards such as prizes, money, or acclaim. Of course, that isn't to say that intrinsically motivated behaviors do not come with their own rewards. These rewards involve creating a positive emotions within the individual. Activities can generate such feelings when they give you a sense of meaning, like participating in a volunteer or church events. They may also give you a sense of progress when you see that your work is accomplishing something positive, or competence when you learn something new or become more skilled at a task. For example, I will tell you my intrinsic motivation why I want to become an English teacher. To be honest, I want to become a good communicator, not to impress other people, but to actualize my potentials. I really want to talk to a lot of people because it gives me inner satisfaction. It's the ability to offer empathy, open-mindedness, and influence to the lives of my students. Number 2, extrinsic motivation. It refers to the behavior that is driven by external rewards. These rewards can be tangible, such as money and grades, or intangible, such as praise or fame. People who are extrinsically motivated will continue to perform a task even though it might not be self-rewarding. For example, I know some of you can relate to this. Students or cleaners clean their classroom even though they don't find it enjoyable because they don't want to be scolded by the teacher, right? Another example, when I was in high school, I was competing for a mathematics quiz. I did my best to become the top one, not because I want to actualize my potentials in math, but I want to get the trophy, gold medal, and the money that our principal promised to us. See how far this intrinsic motivation brings me? Now, it pushes me to the edge of the cliff. Students, let me tell you this. Extrinsic motivation is not a bad thing. External rewards can be useful and effective tool for getting people to stay motivated on task. This can be particularly important when people need to complete something that they find difficult or uninteresting, such as boring homeworks or assignment and a tedious work-related project. In addition, extrinsic motivation has pros and cons. It depends on the person and situation whether external rewards will be beneficial in the long run. Now let's talk about general principles of motivation. Let's start with number 1. The environment can be used to focus the student's attention on what needs to be learned. Teachers who create warm and accepting yet businesslike atmospheres will promote persistent effort and favorable attitudes toward learning. Students who study in a positive learning environment have been shown to be more motivated, engaged, and have a higher overall learning ability. Therefore, teacher, remember this. Interesting visual aids such as booklets, posters, or practice equipment motivate learners by capturing their attention and curiosity. Learning materials make learning more interesting, practical, realistic, and appealing. Number 2, incentives motivate learning. Incentives include privileges and receiving praises from the teacher. The teacher determines an incentive that is likely to motivate an individual at a particular time. In a general learning situation, self-motivation without rewards will not succeed. Students must find satisfaction in learning based on the understanding that the goals are useful to them, or less commonly, based on the pure enjoyment of exploring new things. For example, when I was in elementary, our teachers will give a snack like banana cue, quack, fishball, and siopaw every time we got stars from the classroom participation. This method of encouraging students is really effective to us. I really like to participate because I really want to have some Filipino snacks. Moreover, at the end of the grading period, our teacher give us school supplies, and this really inspires us to focus on our studies because there are a lot of incentives. Indeed, rewards motivate students to increase their work effort and overall performance in the school. Number 3, internal motivation is longer lasting and more self-directive than external motivation, which must be repeatedly reinforced by praise and concrete rewards. Some individuals, particularly students of all ages, have a little capacity for internal motivation and must be guided and reinforced constantly. The use of incentive is based on the principle of learning that occurs more effectively when student experiences feelings of satisfaction. Caution should be exercised in using external rewards when they are not absolutely necessary. Their use may be followed by a decline in internal motivation. Therefore, teachers, encourage your students to have a self-directive motivations because self-directive learning promotes the natural development of self-confidence, initiative, perseverance, and life satisfaction. Number 4, learning is more effective when an individual is ready to learn. That is, when one wants to know something. One of the most difficult aspects of becoming a teacher is learning how to motivate your students. Students who are not motivated will not learn effectively. They won't retain information, they won't participate, and some of them may become disruptive. Students may be unmotivated for a variety of reasons. 1, they may feel that they have no interest in the subject. Number 2, they find the teacher's method unengaging. And number 3, they are distracted by external forces. It may even come to light that a student who appeared unmotivated actually has difficulty in learning and needs a special attention. While motivating student can be difficult task, the reward are more than worth it. For me, we can motivate our students by drawing connections to real life. For example, if our student does not believe that what they're learning is important, it is necessary as a teacher to demonstrate how the subject relates to them. If you're teaching subject-verb agreement, take some time to research how it is utilized practically for real-life situation. Amaze your students by telling them that they may use it in their future careers. Show them that a subject is used every day by real people. They may never be excited about subject-verb agreement, but if they see how it applies to them, they may be motivated to learn attentively. Number 5. Motivation is enhanced by the way in which the instructional material is organized. The best organized material makes the information meaningful to the students. One method of organization includes relating new tasks to those already known. Other ways to relay meaning are to determine whether the student being taught understand the final outcome desired and instruct them to compare and contrast the ideas. I will share you my experience when I was in high school. I am a visual and auditory learner, and simple discussion without pictures may confuse me. On the other hand, when our teacher knows that most of the class are experiencing the same difficulty with me, she uses differentiated instruction in teaching. When she's teaching contemporary world subjects, she uses pictures and video clips to show how it is done and what it looks like. Our motivation really increases because we're no longer imagining things in our minds. In life, there are probably many things you do which are prompted by intrinsic and extrinsic motivation. These are important elements for a well-balanced life. If we spend all of our time working to make money, we may miss out on simple pleasures of life. Realizing our own intrinsic and extrinsic motivations and balancing them can be both rewarding. Before I'll end my discussion, I want you to remember that use your motivation to achieve your goals in life. Do not be afraid. Do not stay in your comfort zone. Because if you listen to your fear and kill your motivation, you'll remain in the same situation. Once again, good evening everyone, and Dios los bendiga.